See, this one is attached to that, so you would have to take this off first in order to take the door off. Sometimes they'll be there and you don't have to take them off, but you can, just to keep it from messing up. All these screws are pretty much the same, so you can just keep them in a bunch and it should be all right. Now this part is a little scary because you got to really pretty much yank the door off. So we'll have this there, and on the bottom, this is where the switch is. That's that plug that's on there. So take that clip off. It's pressure, so pop that off. That's it. That's the driver door. First, I like to look at the back and see what we're working with. This is that tuck channel, is what they call it. So I'll take the actual panel. So I'll glue all of this and I'll glue all of that. And when I place it, it'll be placed just like that. And all of this here will be tucked into that channel, all in there. So I'm gonna remove all these clips and see if I can get this whole section off, which is just this part here. And then I'll glue it, stick it, and then we'll go from there. This, you can either leave it or toss it. It's basically just to keep the door from making any vibrations or any echoing. You can leave it or take it off. Either way, you can glue it back on. I take it off to get it out the way. So because I have to get in there, I'm gonna have to remove this part as well. This is what I use to drill out the spot welds that are on there. And then I replace it with screws or something else. This will just go right through anything because it's basically made from metal and wood. Be careful when you use it because it'll go right through a door. So I'm basically gonna let it drill there and let the drill do all the work. And that's it. I'm not even putting pressure on it. Just gotta be real careful. All right, that's that. So now I can access that a whole lot easier. All right, so I like to use the warranty card only because it slides in there real nice. Because getting the glue cleaned off of that is it's not easy. So I'll just glue as I go along and it'll curve right around the curves that I need it to curve on. This is my paint sprayer glue gun. So it works really good for this particular type of glue. I also put a pivot coupler on there to take the pressure off the hose. And it just allows me to just do this instead of the whole thing moving. It causes a lot more strain on my hand because sometimes I'll be in there just gluing and gluing. It wears you out. I'm gonna start on the top and just get a feel for it. So I'll run it down the channel. Get my base on there and just slide it alongside there. So now I have a nice clean edge. Now it looks like all of these are pretty much identical. If So I'm gonna make sure real quick before I put on the wrong one. Now usually some will be like this long, some will be short, some will be obviously not that one that goes there. But in this case, they're all the same. So I could put any one I want on there. Now because it's a tuck, I really want to have as much room on the top as possible because I'm still gonna have to go back and trim some of it off. So I'll just overhang the bottom just slightly. So that way I don't have a lot to cut off the top. Keeping an eye out on everything. Start from the center and push the material out. Now I'll take the bone and I'll just run it along there just to give myself a line of where I need to go or how close I gotta come to the actual cover. I take either a nice, really sharp pair of scissors or you take a nice, fresh blade and try to just cut it all the way around in one cut if you can. So one quick little cut. This is the way I do it. Everyone does it different, obviously. I use my fingers for absolutely everything. So I'm gonna use my middle finger again like I did on the headrest post as a guide. And I'm gonna pull the material away from the actual panel so I don't leave any cut marks on the panel. Just like I would do the headrest posts. Now to tuck it, you can use whatever you like to use. Your door tool, flathead, the bone, or a pick tool. In order to do these, you can start somewhere, but it might give you some problems. I like to just try to flex the door if it can. If not, then we're gonna see what happens. So we'll start seeing how deep it'll go in there. And that's how you'll know if you need to cut a little bit more. And just by looking at it, I think I gotta cut a little bit more. When you're doing it, sometimes the material will start bunching up. So it looks like you just want to just take and just run it across there. What will actually happen is you'll get a bunch of wrinkles all over you. It'd be like dragging your hand on water and you see all the ripples. That's exactly what this will do. Just take it easy, slowly. And if you need to jump a little bit sections to keep it from bunching up, do that. Just keep the door tool or the pick tool as close to the plastic as possible, not to curve it or nothing, because you pull that out, you're either going to pull out the material or you're going to put a big gouge in there. And if whatever you're using to tuck it is too thick, all you're going to do is work against yourself, because the material is just going to bunch up on here and you're going to keep pulling it out as you keep tucking it. So I'll grab a little bit of it right there. See how I have the tip there? And that tip will just push in all that material, and I use the 90-degree portion of it to finish it off. Some people will take some glass cleaner, they'll just spray the edge real quick, and it'll allow them to just glide right across there. But sometimes that glass cleaner will leave a greasy mark all the way around, and it doesn't go away right away. You see a little bit of those marks there, but the handle's gonna be there. You're not gonna see it. The part that I am concerned will be all the sides that everyone's gonna be looking at. So you do have a little bit of play, but Shouldn't take it for granted. Sometimes it just doesn't work out this good. Place your part back on there. You might want to trim a little bit, just so when I go to put the stuff back on, especially the screws, they won't get caught up in the material. I like to use these washer screws. They're a little long, so you can just put a washer on it, an additional washer, and it'll keep them from going all the way through. But because there's a handle and it has a trim piece that goes right over it, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. This clips are in there and harness right underneath the switch plate. All right, top hook onto the weather strip, and then you make sure all your little Christmas tree plugs are pretty much all lined up. That way when you go to pop it in, one won't come shooting out or one won't be in the door panel just flopping around, and every time you close the door you're going to hear it. That's it. Put all our screws back, and then we make sure that the door is actually working and that the window is working. What I did was pre-program the switch again, because once you disconnect it, the automatic window doesn't automatically go down. So once you put the door panel on, hold it all the way up for a second or two, and then all the way down for a second or two. They used to have a click noise that you would hear, let you know that it's ready. And now it's ready. So then once that's done, unlock, lock is working. Make sure the handle that I just disengaged is working. That's it.